Hey guys, what's going on? This is episode 1 of the South Florida Gamers podcast. I'm your host, the Silverback Senpai, and joining me is my co-host, Walooiji.
Hey guys, it's Walooiji. It's an honor to be the first episode of South Florida Gamers with Silverback. I'm looking forward to seeing how far this goes.
Yeah, man, same here. Like, I came up with this idea on Instagram, I would say last month, and I was just wondering, I've always wanted to do like a gaming podcast or whatnot, but there's like so many different kinds of gaming podcasts out there that you see on YouTube and other social media platforms. And then, of course, there's also audio versions of the podcast, which is still in the works. I will have this, the audio version of this podcast on SoundCloud and iTunes, Google Play, and wherever else you listen to your podcast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I got in the works that I've got planned in my mind. And I was like, man, I would like to have a gaming podcast, but it's like, who would I want it with? Because it's one thing to do it alone, but it's always better to have someone with you or even a group of people with you, so that way there's different thoughts and opinions that are going around you guys, and it makes up for a really good conversation. So as I'm like, like I asked the question on Instagram, and some people were like, go for it, do it and whatnot. And I was like, yeah, but I would need somebody. And then I was like, you know what? I think the one person I would really want on my team is Walooiji himself.
And it's definitely an honor. I wasn't expecting it, and I'm definitely grateful that you brought me here today.
Yeah, like I was like, because we've met at I think it was Florida SuperCon or
yeah, SuperCon 2019.
Yeah, and then from then on, from every other cons, and we always just meet up and link up and whatnot. We're just talking about games, anime, and whatnot. So I was like, you know what? If there's anyone I want on my team, I want this guy on my team. And here we are, episode 1 of the South Florida Gamers podcast. So, I mean, you give me some of your insights on like from back then, from when we first met, and even up until now.
From when we first met, I was cosplaying avidly. I got a friend who gave me the whole lore of Doom randomly. I never heard of Doom until that time. And then the drive down here, we actually met. And I was buddies with another guy who cosplayed the same characters I did from Gears of War 4. He's an unimportant Carmine that died instantly, Gary. And we walked together because we were just Team Xbox. All of a sudden, I did not expect just to scream E3 baby all over the place just because I was hyped over Xbox. And then passing by Silverback over here as Captain Toastin. I didn't know much about Bleach, but I realized I knew that character. And that definitely blew up.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Also, Bleach is back. It's coming back 2021. Can't wait for it. Oh, man, I'm so excited for Bleach 2021. 1,000-Year Blood War, and I hope that they finish the arc correctly and just give it a really good finish and, on to the next one, which is Burn the Witch.
We got to see how far that goes, especially the Jump Force skin that came with Ichigo.
Oh, yeah.
That was dope.
Yeah, I really love that one. So let's give the people like our introduction to what got us into gaming and whatnot. Let's start off with you. What got you into gaming? Let's let people know about you and whatnot.
Definitely a good question. What got me into gaming? I remember when I was 6 years old, I was in New York. My dad just hands me a Game Boy Color. And the first game I ever played was Super Mario Deluxe Edition. So in that time, I was a Mario fan from the start. I was overhyped, and then I grew up to PlayStation 2. I couldn't believe I sold mine when I was 13 for an Xbox 360. And then I bought it back in a thrift store. But over time, I became more of an Xbox user and Nintendo Switch. But I do own PlayStation 1, 2, GameCube, N64, Game Boy Color, Xbox One, Switch, and a 360 that's at my dad's place. So I'm more focused towards Microsoft and whatever they have impacted. But at the same time, I want to get more into Sony's side of things.
Gotcha. So what are your favorite genres of gaming?
Genres, I'm a jack of all trades. If I find a hype, I like to get into it and see what's going on. I'm more into puzzles, shooters, or anything multiplayer specifically. Some people just don't want to play alone like I do.
Gotcha. Understood. All right. Well, I'm gonna give you guys, some background information of me. I started gaming when I was 6 years old. My very first game was Mario Brothers on the Nintendo entertainment system. Yes, the NES, even though that came out before I was born, and I was in 1987. I'm 1988, and I got to play when I was 6 over at a friend's house. It was so interesting to me, and I just got hooked on it for hours. And then we would, me, my parents, we would all leave, and I was like, oh man, I want to play more of this game. My very first gaming console that I owned, or I should say co-owned, because it was myself and my brother that owned it, was the Nintendo 64. Best console.
Amen to that.
Yes, best console of all time. I don't care what anyone says. And after that got trumped over with the PlayStation 2, which was, my goodness, like the amount of games, the amount of hours I have sunken into my PlayStation 2. And I've sold my PS2 before, which I feel bad about, but I rebought another one back in 2013 in, perfect mint condition, and started rebuying all my favorite classic games that I've wanted to play. And, I still have them to this day. I have all of the SOCOM games from SOCOM 1, 2, 3, and I forgot the other one. But it'll come back to me or whatnot. And then I end up owning the PS3, then, of course, an Xbox 360, like, several times, because Red Ring of Death.
Oh, yeah. I had to go through 2, and I know that feeling.
Oh, yeah, man. The Red Ring of Death. Good times, man. And the PlayStation 3 wasn't, safe because there was the yellow light of death. Not too many PS3 owners experienced that, but I had the fat boy PS3 with the backwards compatibility, 4 USBs, the micro SD card slot readers. I had the jack of all trades with the PS3, and then I got the yellow light of death, and I was heartbroken that day. Like, I didn't want to do anything else, because I was like, yo, that was my baby right there. Like, all the hours and games that I've sunken into that, gone. And another thing about that, which is a funny story, I was in the process of beating Metal Gear Solid 4, and it was on that PS3 that died. So, yeah, I've never finished Metal Gear Solid 4, and people are going to ride my ass for that. Be like, yo, you never finished Metal Gear Solid 4? What kind of person are you?
Because I never even played it.
Oh, God. Okay, so
I have no shame.
But yeah, man. But, the PS3, great system, and now I currently have the PlayStation 4. And then I went to the Pro, and for people that are wanting to get the PS4 Pro and whatnot, yeah, go for it, or save your money and wait for the PlayStation 5 when it comes out and drops.
I can agree with that.
But I will say that if you're trying to get rid of your PS4 to get the Pro because of the fan noise that the PS4 does, the PS4 Pro, it does the same thing too. Like, I've shown like Instagram stories of my PS4 just sounding like a jet engine, and it's just, it is ridiculous. Like, my goodness, I'm like, this is supposed to be superior than the PS4, the original PS4, and why does it sound like a jet engine?
That's the same energy when it comes to Xbox and in the Xbox One S. You're just getting it for the graphics, but you're still going to hear that noise if you put something over the fan or anything, actually.
Yeah, it just blows my mind, yo. So I own all PlayStation consoles from 1 to 4. I'm still trying to get a PSP in good condition. And I have my PlayStation Vita, which was abandoned by PlayStation because they stopped supporting it. And not only because of that, because the Nintendo 3DS line was destroying them in games.
Oh my gosh, it was. I got mine 2 years ago, and I still keep it just in case there's more games that blow up.
Yeah, it was like, man, I should have just got me a 3DS instead of the Vita. But, I'm trying, me, a PlayStation guy, tried to support the product and whatnot, support the brand, and it didn't come through. It didn't work out in the end. So, R.I.P. PlayStation Vita, but the PSP is still forever the GOAT of all.
Oh yes,
it's still the GOAT.
I can definitely agree. I had one myself.
That revolutionized the handheld market, and then I remember they released another one, which was the PSP Go, which was the one that slide up.
Oh, I'm thinking of Vita, but I think that was after.
No, it was before the Vita.
Oh.
And I'm just like, I remember that E3, which will segue into our actual topic. But I remember when they released the PSP Go, which was a slide up, it was Bluetooth, and it was completely digital, right? But I'm just like, why are you guys releasing this? The Vita should have just came out before that, so that way you guys would still stay in the lead.
Okay, that's agreeable.
Yeah, like it should have, that should have just never came out. But I understand that, you know, hey, you know, it's a smaller, slimmer, you know, PlayStation, a PSP, and it's just 100% digital. So there's that. So, but still, Vita should have just came out before that. But that's just my opinion, you know. But yeah, let's segue into E3. And E3 for 2020 is canceled.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, E3 2020 officially canceled. And because of the you-know-what virus that is going around. Hold on, let me.
It goes better with Lime, in my opinion.
Yeah, like, they announced this, I think, in early March. And my thoughts was, yo, E3 don't come till like maybe late June, possibly early July. Why are you guys canceling it? And it's already known that PlayStation was not going to come this year again. And last year's E3 was just complete dead, like complete garbage.
Still can't forget about Xbox, but definitely agree.
Yeah, but yeah, E3 officially closed. Update: the ESA has officially canceled E3 and currently looking at putting together an online version of the show in June. Here's the organization's official statement. After careful consultation with our member companies regarding the health and safety of everyone in our industry, our fans, our employees, our exhibitors, and our longtime E3 partners, we have made a difficult decision to cancel E3 2020, scheduled for June 9 through 11 in Los Angeles. Following increase in overwhelming concerns about the, I'm not going to say it because YouTube has become more of a corporate, you know, site rather than, you know, it used to be for the content creators where you could just say whatever or whatnot. But now, you know, with the demonetization just going after everybody and then hurting people's, you know, chances of their videos being explored, I'm not going to say the naughty word.
Oh yeah, I'm going to avoid that too.
Yeah. We felt this was the best way to proceed during such an unprecedented global situation. People, E3's in June. We're in March, where everything is being, you know, closed and shut off and whatnot. Possibly by May or even April, things would start slowly getting back to slowly we'll get together and whatnot. So I felt like, to me, this was more of a cop-out excuse for E3 to not host their event because PlayStation's not going to be there. I believe, I know Microsoft was going to be there, but EA, I don't think they were going to be there.
Oh my gosh, EA.
Nintendo wasn't going to have a big show. So it was like, with all these publishers just being like, you know, we're backing out or just going to have a smaller show, it was like, what's the point of having it? And not only that, you also have people not going to it because it's like, what's the point? And I really think that it has to do with the fact that over the years of E3, especially in this generation of gaming, I think it's because gamers are getting tired of just being shown this awesome game, and then once the game comes out, it is completely different and completely crap. Okay. And I can give some.
I definitely agree.
I can give some examples. No Man's Sky, Anthem.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Anthem. What else? The Division, Destiny 1.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about Destiny 1.
What else? Fallout 76. And just like those games, they showed it to us on the you know, presentation floor. Oh man, this game looks awesome. This game looks dope. You play it and just like, what the hell? Really? And it's just, and then you come to find out that some of the games that they do show, let's just say if it's like Xbox or PlayStation exclusive, right? Yeah. And they'll show the gameplay for that platform, but you come to find out it's PC footage.
Oh man, what I can tell you about Gears 5, they totally just chopped up everything when it came to the multiplayer, the graphics, and especially their freemiums. You know when you used to grind in Gears of War 3, if you ever played it?
Oh yeah, I played Gears of War 3.
Earned your skins. Same thing with 4, you just buy what you want. And it got ridiculous to a point where you just spend $20 for a Lancer. I have a Lancer prop of my own. I wouldn't buy another one for $20 that has a flower on it. I mean, love flowers, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to skins and all necessary stuff like Mac or Dom or Marcus, and you just have a hat on them, you'll charge $15, but you can't change any bugs in the game that occurred.
It's crazy, man. And then, of course, people wanting to know if this game is gonna have microtransactions, loot boxes. Like, you know, that was like one of the biggest concerns whenever they showed or demoed or preview a game. Is this game gonna have microtransactions? Is this game gonna have loot boxes? Because that was like one of the biggest things that people were asking when they were showing a new game. Is this gonna have this? Is this gonna have that? Because now it's the norm now, where certain games are gonna have microtransactions, loot boxes, and whatnot, and it's heavily looked down on. Free to play games, it's completely understandable as long as it's cosmetics. But when it becomes a pay to win type of situation, that's when people get really turned off and be like, "Yeah, I'm out of this game."
It's definitely ridiculous. I agree with that.
Like no, I don't. Nah, like what you showed us at E3 is not what we are experiencing now at our homes, and just be like, yo, what the hell is this game? Like, this game, why is this game broken? This game is missing content. And another thing with content, like, they would show you a game, right? They would announce a game, and then later on, oh, there's going to be DLC for the game. I'm like, yo, the game's not even done. It's not even releasing. You guys are already talking about DLC?
Oh, man, like Mortal Kombat. That's a good example.
Yeah. But I think I would say for at least fighting games, and not to, say not to say that I'm like defending fighting games and whatnot, but at least for like DLC for fighting games, like for additional characters, like I'd rather be surprised rather than I already know who's gonna come down the line, because one, they have to balance the character out, make sure that everything works fully, whatnot, because they already have like a content schedule, window schedule of, okay, at this time we're gonna release this character. We got to make sure that this character is completely finished, done, balanced. And all right, we're gonna push them out, put them in a DLC plan or pack or season pass or whatever.
Oh, man, you remember something far worse than the pandemic? The Joker, when he first started, they did not nerf him for a good 2 weeks, and everybody lost their minds completely.
Oh yeah, like I remember when I was playing Mortal Kombat. I think it was in January. I played Mortal Kombat, and I think when the Joker released, I was like, oh okay, let me hop on in and whatnot, and I'm just getting wrecked.
Oh my gosh, I can say the same thing for
myself.
myself.
I was getting wrecked by the Joker, and I'm just like, oh, this person Joker player. All right, I'm out. I'll see my way out. I'm not gonna even fight this guy. Forget it.
I had to spam as someone I'm not proud to say, but I'm usually a Kano main, and I had to do some unnecessary things just to take down someone in my own casual lobby with my friends. I recorded a video on my Twitch, but I couldn't stop laughing at my friends screaming all the hype that I took down a Joker. It's like I'm a god killer all of a sudden.
Oh man, like when it comes, you remember the good days when we didn't have to worry about DLC.
Heck yeah!
You just had a full game.
You unlocked a character by earning it or going through some wacky quest or side mission.
Right, and it's like you don't even have that. I think with Mortal Kombat 11, once you beat the story mode, you'd unlock Frost. Okay, cool.
I know it was chapter 4. Yeah, I think somewhere around the chapters.
Okay, cool. That's just one character. I mean, can the same be done for other characters as well, or at least the DLC characters?
You know what's a good example? Tekken 3. When you beat the game at least once with one character, you unlock Ogre, and then you have the T-Rex.
Oh man, that was years ago.
I'm surprised I remember this. Honestly, I'm 23, and this is the first thing I think about when I thought about this.
I remember Street Fighter 4, not Super or all the other iterations. I remember Street Fighter 4. If you wanted to get Akuma, you had to beat the game a certain way.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you had to beat this game a certain way. You would have to have no continues, don't lose any matches, and then once you beat Seth, then you end up fighting Akuma. And then for Gouken, there was another special way to get Gouken as well. I think you had to get at least 2 perfects to unlock Gouken. Like I remember, I miss those days where you would, like, the developers would try to make it a challenging way to unlock certain characters rather than, okay, you could just go ahead and pay for it.
Oh, definitely.
I think this is the reason why people are just like so turned off when they hear that a game's gonna be released and then we're also gonna release DLC as well. It's like, well, what the hell? I might as well just wait for the full game to come out.
Oh, pretty much.
Like I did that with Injustice 2, which I regret. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't get into because I said, you know what? I'm not gonna buy the game until all the characters are on one disc for $60. And lo and behold, it was for 30. I got it for 30, but MK11 was about to drop, so it was already too late for me to get into the game.
That literally reminds me of an incident that happened last month. Warner Brothers actually had a sale where everything was at least a good portion off, and a full pack for Mortal Kombat 11 with the whole package was like $39. It was $39 DLC, everything included. But with Injustice, they also sold it for $14.
Yeah.
The gold edition, which I definitely bought.
Yeah, and I missed the ball on that one, because at least with fighting games, and if you're gonna play locally or at competitively, you want to stay up to date with everything with the characters. So if you're playing fighting games just for competitive reasons, then yeah, I can understand you would go for the DLC for the fighting game characters and whatnot. Like I would 100% agree. But people just gonna play it casually, not gonna compete at tournaments and whatnot. Like, you shouldn't have to worry about it. You just do what I did. Just wait until all the characters are all on one disc and just buy it. And hey,
I
life
agree.
goes on.
Mortal Kombat came up like with Mortal Kombat XL, or like just a regular combat pack that has everything.
Yeah,
and that would throw off everybody at once.
Yeah.
With XL, that still surprised me to this day. How they have Baraicho, Predator, Alien, Leatherface, Jason, then Tanya.
Oh man, I miss MKX. To me, I think that was peak Mortal Kombat. I would say that was, besides Mortal Kombat 9, I loved MKX a lot.
Okay, I agree. My friends and I would play that all
I love
the time.
it more than 11.
Okay, yeah.
Because it was just, it's so much more fast paced. It's quicker.
Oh my god.
And I feel like and then you had the combo breakers, and like I still like MK11, but the fact that you always have a guaranteed fatal blow, or the X-ray. They changed the X-ray to fatal blow, and the X-ray attacks or moves will now be crushing blows. I get it, but MKX is like, to me, I feel like that was like gold standard.
It's more of a casual. It's more of a casual pace when it comes to 11.
Yeah.
X is just more fast.
Yeah, it's more fast, and the amount of crazy combos that you can do, and it's like you can either do X-ray if you had full bar, or just do enhanced attacks, which would do more damage than an X-ray would do.
That just gave me a horrible flashback to my friend TSX cosplay, who would just play Liu Kang. I'd lose in less than a minute. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't even salty because I knew my fate as a Devora main.
Yeah, Liu Kangs were nasty online, especially if you knew how to use them. Oh man, so nasty. But all right, before we close out with E3 and whatnot, I mean, as I said before, I felt like it was a cop-out excuse. I felt like because the show has been just getting worse and worse as the years come. The games that just failed to deliver, that were supposed to be super hype, big budget games, just completely just bombing. I just felt like it was just a cop-out excuse and be like, you know what, since it's going to be another year without PlayStation and some other big name publishers that were going to be there, not going to be there. Or they're going to be there but have smaller shows. It's just like, what's the point? We're pretty much losing money. And now that they had it open to the public, because back then it was through invites. You had to be invited to go to E3.
Yeah.
Now it's just open to the public, because I'm like, the fact that they're having it open to the public means y'all losing money.
Definitely agreed.
You guys are losing money. Hence why you have it open to the public, so that way you can have more people come out to the event, and then it just be completely underwhelming. I remember PlayStation's last E3, it wasn't last year, but it was the year before, and they had it in some kind of like a tent or whatnot, or a hut or whatever it was.
I feel like I remember this.
And it was just like, that's it? I'm just sitting there just watching shit. I'm just like, that's it?
Yeah.
This is underwhelming.
If they could have made like BlizzCon, where you see every single type of video game that they've developed, or at least an individual company having their own like convention, like a Microsoft Con,
right,
or like a Sony Expo, so you can show like exclusives for each one. Because nowadays it's more imbalanced.
Yeah, it's imbalanced, and you don't even feel the hype for it anymore.
Not really.
And then, oh yeah, we're developing this game, and then it never comes out. Or it comes out years later. It's just like...
You ever heard of Gotham City Imposters?
Yes, I love that game.
Oh my god, I did too.
Loved it.
I feel like I'm one of the few existing people, like we are, that remembered this.
Such a good game.
It died out real quick.
Yeah. R.I.P. Gotham City Imposters. Love that game.
Vaya escondidos.
All right, so let's go ahead and segue to our next topic, and that is the GameStop backlash, people.
Oh boy.
The GameStop backlash. My goodness. GameStop closes retail doors after backlash amid corona. After the I'll just say the beer virus. Or
Yay, beer!
The beer virus.
I'm gonna drink one when I get home.
Yo, like when news broke out that GameStop was not gonna close their stores because of the health concerns and whatnot, they're like, okay. And this was during the week of Doom and Animal Crossing release.
Yeah.
They were supposed to come out at the same night, but they released Doom earlier so that way they don't have the crowds of people congregating and whatnot. And that was drawing a lot of concerns and whatnot because people are trying to practice social distancing, and you don't want to be in an area where there's like more than 10 people at a time. And GameStop, to me, I felt like GameStop was just being desperate for money, trying to cash in on it, trying to say that they are a essential retail. Like when I read that,
Hold up, really?
yeah, they said that they are an essential retail. Yo, I read that and I just started laughing because it was funny.
Oh yeah, definitely. Those Fortnite bucks are essential.
I'm like, oh my god, this is funny. I'm like, I can't believe that they said they're an essential retail.
Loot boxes are life. Come on, I can go on all day with this.
Because I'm not on the front. They have been making sales because now more people are staying indoors. They're going to GameStop and picking up as many games as they want to to have something to play during the time being, especially parents with kids. Yeah, of course they're gonna go to GameStop and just I'll just pick up this game, and here you go, play.
My favorite thing to do is just ask if they have Battletoads. And just get yelled at.
Oh man! And then of course now GameStop, like certain GameStops that were forced to close down from the government. And I'll read this little article here from whatever. I'll leave the link in the description.
Pies, no piety.
GameStop closes all U.S. stores following huge backlash after receiving considerable backlash for deeming itself essential and staying open during the beer virus pandemic. GameStop has amended its policy. The company has promised to close all U.S. customer-facing stores and will continue operations digitally. It also pledged to pay affected employees as an additional 2 weeks' wages in addition to a 1-month reimbursement of employee benefits. In a statement, GameStop CEO George Sherman spoke of priorities and following government advice as millions of Americans look to GameStop to adjust to their new normal of increased time at home for work, learning, and play. We have implemented practices to ensure the safety and health of our employees, customers, and partners. And yeah, the employees part, there were employees that were being instructed to wear bags over their hands because GameStop didn't provide any gloves or actual protective, personal protective equipment to their employees so that way they can do their job in a safely manner. They didn't provide that. They just told the employees, hey, just wear some bags over your hand and just do the business transactions as usual.
Power to the player.
Literally, like, I'm like, oh my god, like how far do you have to dig your own grave? Like, this is just bad for you guys. Like,
enough to go to another continent at this point.
Like, my goodness. It's like we're essential. Wow. I'm just like baffled at that.
Get some wine with the girls and get some Animal Crossing going on. That sounds like an essential right there.
Yeah. Like, for me, I still buy my games physical. Yes, I buy my games physical because at any given point, your digital account can be compromised. Just because it hasn't happened doesn't mean it can happen.
That's true. I got a Game Pass for that reason. I was ready for this, paying $14.99 a month.
Yeah. So with that, I can always make another account and just play my favorite games. Hence why I like retro consoles, because there's no digital account and you can still play your game at any given time that you want. Any given time. But GameStop. Like, I remember I made a video like last year, months ago, where I said that, you know, I didn't want GameStop to ever go out of business. Me. I said that. Yeah. I didn't want GameStop to go out of business because I feel like they've done wrong for so long, especially by their consumers. And then, of course, they also treat their employees like crap.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm just like, I don't want them to see it go out as a business, because I do feel like they are, I'm going to say the word, I'm going to say it, essential. I'm going to say it, essential. But they can be better. They can do better.
If not, they're just going to have to rip and tear to their grave.
Yeah.
Doom Eternal.
Yeah, literally. It's literally at that point. And I'm just like, they have an opportunity to change this around, make some, you know, important changes, and try to get their consumers, their fan base, if they ever had one, back to them. So that, because what's happening now is a lot of players are playing digitally. They're buying their games digitally, and that hurts actual retail store like GameStop. So how do you stay in business? Well, you have to find ways to bring your consumers back. And for me, some people say that, oh, why would you buy your games physical or whatnot? You can get it digital. You don't have to worry about getting up, going to the store or whatnot. And I would tell them, I have found so many games, I've bought in so many games that were cheap, physical, than digital.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
And that's because I just look around. And sometimes GameStop, they do have their little deals, and I would, you know, take advantage of those. Or if other retail places like Best Buy, another place I also do get my games from as well, if they have a better deal, I'll buy from there. Or Amazon, which is, you know.
Yeah, I've even done Walmart.
Yeah. Like, if it's cheaper anywhere, I'll just buy it there instead of just digital. But that's just me. But I feel like GameStop needs to do better, do right by their consumers and their employees as well. So that way, if they're going to ever stay in business for the years to come, which after this stunt, I'm just like, you know what? I don't think I got faith in them anymore, because this was just bad. But then again, we have the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X that are going to come out this year, so they may be all right for some time being. They may be all right.
Fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed.
But after this incident, this backlash that they gotten for not adhering to government policies, just pretty much doing their own thing and whatnot because they deemed themselves as an essential retail. Oh boy, y'all got some balls. That's all I gotta say. Y'all got balls to, you know, pull some stuff like this.
I do agree with that. If GameStop can't do it, you know, the people will find ways.
Yeah, people will find ways, and that's why you have, you know, these small businesses, these mom and pop shops that sell games. They're gonna be the future. They're gonna be the place.
There's definitely been Facebook groups that I've joined recently. How I got my old N64 was what was it called? Video Games of Palm Beach County.
Oh.
And it's a whole group organized for people that want to interact, play, or even sell, trade video games.
Interesting. Okay.
Definitely love the guy who runs it. He's such a cool guy.
See, GameStop, you guys got competition out there if you don't treat your customers right. And I don't want nothing, you know, bad to happen to their employees or whatnot, but I just hate the fact that they're being treated like this from their management. And it's just gonna bite them in the ass. It's just to the point where they're just being money hungry and not giving a damn about the consumers. They just want to make profit, but just be like,
yeah. I hope there's no more wacky exclusives.
Yeah.
Or any pre-orders that are very unnecessary,
especially,
like posters.
Especially when you have a slogan that says power to the players. You're not giving power to the players. If anything, you're giving power to your pockets more likely than the players. By giving, like their trade-in deals are the most shittiest deals I've ever.
Oh my god, the shit I went through for a trade-in, I just took my stuff back.
Which is why I stopped trading in games to GameStop. It's just, if I ever buy a game, I just plan on keeping it.
Oh, I agree.
I just plan on keeping it because it's like, if I trade this into GameStop, they're going to resell it higher than what they gave me for trading. And to me, that's BS. That is complete BS. To me, I felt like I think I said this in the video or whatnot. If I can try to remember my thoughts, like with the whole trade-ins, if you got the game right and the game's not working, I should get a 100% full refund within 24 to 48 hours.
I agree. I think it was 14 days, something like that. No, that's like a full refund.
Yeah. Oh, it is?
I think it's 14 days.
Oh, if it's 14 days, then that's sweet.
I think of a general return, but I might be wrong about the whole refund.
But yeah, like if the game's not working or whatnot, or it's just having problems, I'd be like, yo, I want a full refund. Within, I would say 48 hours, which gives you, 2 days to, try out the game to see if the game works or whatnot. I get a full refund.
Yeah, but having to do Injustice 2 last month, I actually bought the Ultimate Edition, thinking I was going to get more out of it, but it didn't even give me the DLC. It just said Gold Edition, you have to pay for the DLC characters. I just said, nope, I'm going to buy it online. $14.99, same price. Basically, I got my money back and I spent it again on a license, which I don't regret.
And then, after the 48 days, if they still want to trade in the game, they should at least get 75% of their money.
Yes.
75%, and then 60 days, 50%, and then 90 days, then it just goes less and less and less. Like, if they just did it that way where you're still, empowering your consumers, then they're more likely going to want to come back and, all right, I'll trade some games in and see, since I'm going to get more value for my game. I'm even in their dumb little power-up rewards program. And let me just talk about that before we go into our next topic. Let me just talk about that.
Boy, I'm in on this too.
When it first came out, where if you paid $14.99 a year, you would be in the power-up reward program where you can get points for your purchases and whatnot. And I will say it has helped me. It has. And then sometime later, they have another tier above that, and I'm just like, why?
Wasn't it like $40 or something?
I'm gonna look it up.
Because I think I'm still on it, and I completely forgot.
Let me look it up. Yeah, they got player, which is all right. They have I'll show you the screen. They have Power Rewards Pro. They have player, which is what I'm currently on, and then they have Pro. Wait, did the thing just refresh on me?
I think they refreshed on you.
Okay, this is better. Okay.
Oh.
No, they.
Oh, it's $20 here. Never mind.
Okay, so this is what I'm paying for, but I remember back then. Okay, maybe they took it away.
They probably changed it.
Yeah, they probably changed it. But I remember back then they had this and they had another tier, and I'm just like, why? Why do you have another tier above this? Like, this should just be the standard. Anyone who's not a Power Ups member should just get this. Cool. But if you're a member, then you should get all the perks and benefits for it. But I guess they changed it. Yeah, imagine that.
Oh, yeah. The point currency is a little bit confusing when it comes to it.
Yeah.
I think I have like 20,000 points, and I have no idea what the hell to do with it. I think I'm just going to wait till I shut down so I can get something free out of it.
That sounds like a good idea.
Strike the iron while it's hot, baby.
Yep. In GameStop, they do sell like other stuff rather than just video games. Sometimes I go for like the retro accessories.
Oh yeah.
Which they sell for a really cheap price, and I'll buy those up. Or some of the little action figures that they do have, I buy those.
They have the Funko Pop section. I find that astonishing.
Yeah. And I would just go there and just be like, oh, okay, I'll just, get this, and this, and whatnot, because when I do a price match online, so like places like Amazon or eBay or whatnot, and they're like selling it for a higher price, I'll be like, oh, I'll get it here at GameStop since it's here locally, so.
Nani?
Yeah. But other than that, before we, move on to the next topic, GameStop just needs to get their shit together.
Oh,
otherwise, they're just gonna be dead completely, because after this stunt, I don't know. Do I see them making a comeback after this? Possibly, because you have the next-gen consoles coming out later this year. So they'll somewhat bounce back after that. But
Yeah.
After that,
fingers crossed.
yeah, after that, it's who knows at this point. So,
What's the one game that they had the catchphrase "get good"? Because I feel like they need to get better.
Dark Souls.
There we go.
Yeah.
Praise the sun.
All right, and our next topic is the PlayStation 5 specs. It was revealed earlier this month, and to sum it up, I'll just say that the PlayStation 5 specs is not as strong as the Xbox Series X. It's just a little bit, a little bit underneath it.
It's like the Goku to the Vegeta in a way.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the way I could sum it up.
Perfect way to explain that one, but I mean, okay, cool. I mean, when we look at the specs online, let me show you. The CPU is AMD Zen 2 base CPU, 8 cores at 3.5 gigahertz. Okay, whatever. The GPU is a 10.28 teraflops, 36 CUs at, okay, whatever. GPU architecture, custom RDNA2. Memory interface, 16 gigs of RAM. Nice.
Definitely.
Nice. Memory bandwidth, 448 gigabytes per second.
Wow.
Nice. Internal storage, where I'm just like, it's not a terabyte,
But it's close.
but it's close. And it's an 825 gig on an SSD. And hold on, let me go to Amazon real quick.
Because that's where the Xbox One X, or the Series X, actually has a terabyte as well.
1 terabyte SSD. Let's see how much one costs.
Huh.
All right, let me just hit Prime, just in case if I feel like buying one. A Samsung SSD 860 EVO 1 terabyte is 169. 109. So I would say pretty much under $20 for a 1 terabyte SSD. I might cop one later. Don't quote me on that. But but yeah, we already know with that 825 gig SSD, it's pretty much gonna be like maybe what 600, 500 at best.
That's what they're saying the range for both the Series X and the PS5. They're saying it's going to be within both the $500, $600 range, which is average for a newly bred console anyways.
Yeah. And IO throughput 5.5 gigabytes. I don't know what that is. Okay. Expandable storage, NVMe SSD slot.
Which means you can You can actually swap it out from what I was looking into.
Interesting. External storage, USB hard drive support, PS4 games only.
Oh. Okay.
And optical drive, 4K UHD Blu-ray drive. I mean, okay. I mean, we should have been had that with the current PS4, but
Yeah.
that didn't happen. Oh well, but
One X was the same thing.
I mean, in terms of, does the
The Xbox One, I know it has Blu-ray, but I think the Xbox S has the what do you call that? The 4K quality, the Blu-ray, and the same amount of terabytes, or 1 terabyte.
Let me look up the X Series X specs.
Yeah, don't quote me on this, but that's what I was looking into yesterday.
All right, let's look at the X Series X. CPU 8 times Zen 2 cores at 3.8, so it's a little bit faster CPU, a little bit faster CPU than the PS5. Storage 1 terabyte, optical drive, 4K USB, 120 frame support. The PS5 doesn't have that. Potential 8K resolution.
Wait, what? Oh my gosh.
Ray tracing technology, variable rate shading for more stable frame rates. Compatible Xbox One accessories. That's good.
Oh, definitely. With the Kinect, no one wants to buy another Kinect.
That is good. So that just lets me know that possibly with the PS5, we're going to have to buy new accessories again, which sucks. But if it's compatible, but with the Xbox Series X, that's really good because Now that means your current accessories still have some worth going into the next generation.
Definitely agree. I wish they had like a VR or something, like the PS.
PSVR.
Yeah.
So it's alright.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting competition to see
But
what games come out.
yeah, but it all depends on the games, the games that come out, and the performance, the visuals, things like that. So we're gonna see.
Yeah,
And I do hope Xbox does step their game up with putting out actually some really good quality games, because I would like to invest in the Xbox. And I feel like when Microsoft made it easy for PC players to play Xbox games, I feel like you're literally making your Xbox less valuable, because now PC players don't have to go out and buy an Xbox. They don't have to go out and drop money for Xbox Live. They can just play the Xbox games for free, pretty much.
Basically, Windows 10, you can do anything.
Yeah, and I feel like you're making your Xbox less valuable by doing that, and you're pretty much just screwing over your actual fan base, because if the PC players can play for free, why can't your actual fans do the same? That's just me. But I think Microsoft knows that if they try to charge PC players to play online, they will drop it like that.
That'll snap.
Yep, they will drop it like that. Be like, oh, we're gonna have to pay for online. Yeah, we're not. We're out. Bye.
Oh my God.
We are out. We're not about that life. All right, our last topic before we close out: games to play during this quarantine.
This is gonna be a fun one.
Now, with the current games that are currently out, like for this month, like I'm playing Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, which is a fighting game. I'm currently playing that. We also have Neo 2, which I've started, but I haven't really started. I have that.
I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, same here. And there's Doom Eternal, there's Animal Crossing, but what other games that people should, look into? Oh, and also in a couple of days, Persona 5 Golden is going to come out, which I'm currently playing Persona 5 right now, and I would recommend that game.
I haven't played a Persona yet. Like, I haven't played any of them.
They're not in chronological order.
Oh, seriously?
They're all not tied to each other.
Oh, okay.
From what I know, but 5, since I've been playing it, it's really good. Really good.
Okay, noted. I might look into it.
But I think with Persona 5 Royal, you will still be able to play from the very beginning. Like, I think it's just more of it's the same game, same storyline, but it's just expanded more.
Huh, okay.
So if you want to get into Persona 5, I would go with Persona 5 Royale.
Noted. Good game to start off with. It all just depends on genre. If you're into the horror one and want to play with your friends, I'd say Dead by Daylight. That game psychologically messed me up the first day because I was a survivor and I just see Michael Myers behind me and I'm just screaming. I'm yelling at my character with some vodka on the side. I'm like, run, goddammit! And I've never been functional since this day. It gives you good paranoia, but if you're with friends and you do survive with friends or kill your friends, you're just going to play with people. But if you play with someone else, that just changes the game completely. Fighting games, I'd obviously say Mortal Kombat, Smash Brothers, if you're into the Nintendo series.
Some Tekken.
I haven't checked on My Hero Academia's One Justice. My Hero Academia One Justice 2. I think that's the name of the game? Shoot.
Yeah. One Justice 2, yeah.
Yeah, I played the first one. It was actually pretty good. I was like #1 froppy in the world for maybe a good week, and I gave up on it. Just because of all the Dekus and such. But the second one looks better because of the graphics, and you have more of a character range. It's definitely having my boy Mineta stand right here. Then your shooters, I would probably say Warzone. I haven't tried it out yet, but I know my buddy Silverback has.
Warzone is fun. It's fun. I also recommend Apex Legends. I also recommend it. Heavily recommend Apex Legends.
War never changes.
Y'all know me and my Apex Legends. I love that game. I think that is the one free-to-play game I've actually spent a lot of money on just the microtransactions and skins, because I don't know, something with that game is just
It's a good game for Battle Royale.
Yeah, and very fast-paced.
Definitely Battle Royale themes have been taken over the past couple of years, and I do respect that game.
Like all my characters in Apex Legends have legendary skins, all of them.
Even developers of PUBG even gave like high respect to Apex Legends, from what I've heard.
Ah, nice, nice.
If you aren't into Apex but you like the shooting style, I tried Titanfall 2. And that's what my buddies, the Lazy Pool and TSX Cosplay recommended me into, and it definitely has the same flow, but like you're playing the prequel, sort of. And then you have mechas if you're into that.
Yeah, and Titanfall 2, like, it's crazy fast. So
It
if
is.
you're good at Titanfall 2, you're going to be even good in Apex Legends.
It happened to me backwards. I sucked at Apex, but I was good in Titanfall 2, and now I'm going to play Apex and get better at it. Because I just love playing as Bloodhound, or Bloodhounder. She's waifu.
My main is Octane, but one of my favorite characters I like to play with is Watson.
Oh, I haven't played Watson, but I've seen gameplay, and she's terrifying. I do Lifeline. Shout out to Mila Lee, the best voice actress I've heard. But I love just the healing factor and being support at the same time.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, like shooting games, you have, I mean, if you're into Fortnite, I mean, bless your heart. But yeah, you can play Fortnite. No, nothing wrong with that. Just bless your heart. But, nothing wrong with that. There's Fortnite, there's PUBG, there's Call of Duty Warzone, which is, I would say, really, really good. So if you're into Call of Duty I will say this, it is better than Black Ops.
Oh, that just reminded me. If another fighting game you can play is that just came out, Bleeding Edge. It's more like a 4v4 melee style. Some characters have like weapons that they can shoot, but it's specifically 4v4 with task-based, sort of like Overwatch, where you have abilities and you have certain timings you can use. Characters like you'll see is like the poster boy Daemon, who's a ninja, but he uses spray paints. Then you have healers like Kulev, who is distance. Then you have tanks like El Bastardo. I know they named a guy with a mustache and shirtless Bastardo. I dig it. I dig it though. I played the beta, the first and the second beta. I haven't got the game yet just because I've been sidetracked.
Right.
But I definitely try it out if anything. The same makers who made it made Devil May Cry 5, I believe.
Ah, okay.
Or it's under the official Ninja Theory.
Oh, you mean DMC Devil May Cry? That god-awful Devil May Cry.
We never talk about that.
Yeah, we're never talking about that. It's not canon. It's not canon to the Devil May Cry series. We will never talk about that abomination. I mean, when I played it, it was okay, but
I bought it, but I never touched it.
God, that story was just like,
What else can we go for? If you're into history, I'd recommend Assassin's Creed. Especially Assassin's Creed Odyssey, or if you want to start from the beginning, number 2 is my favorite, hands down. Ezio is the best assassin out there. Then there's Connor.
All right, and let's see. If you were with a group of friends and you guys want a game where you can all play, I also would recommend Rocket League.
Ooh, Rocket League. That's a favorite of mine.
Yeah, Rocket League. I highly recommend that.
I don't have friends that play, but I love playing competitively.
Yeah.
What else, racing-wise? Mario Kart.
I would say action and adventure. I would say Monster Hunter World because
I've always wanted to play it.
Monster Hunter World, even with Iceborne, there's just so much content. And I gotta say this, like, the guys behind Monster Hunter World and Capcom, like, they've completely done such an amazing job with that game. There's no season pass. And they're just constantly just shoving free content to you.
Wow.
Lots of monsters, free updates, just
that sounds like fun.
And it's like I've grown so much to love Monster Hunter World to the point where I never want to go back to Destiny 2.
Oh man, I used to be obsessed with Destiny 2.
Same here.
But I got the season pass, which is one of my regretted decisions because my ex convinced me to get it. Don't regret the season pass, even though I got the poster, and my love for Cade 6 will never die.
But yeah, Monster Hunter World Iceborne, definitely cop that. I mean, you're gonna be in for hours and hours of gameplay. I have like over 300 hours in that game.
That's awesome.
Yeah, 300 hours in that game, and I'm loving it. But I've given it a break because y'all know me. I'm always playing different games and whatnot at different times.
I can't sit still sometimes on the same game unless I'm committed to get 100%.
Yes, and what other game I would recommend? Marvel Spider-Man.
Oh,
literally the best Spider-Man game ever.
Gameplay wise, I've seen and
Gameplay and
does a
story
great
wise.
job. They've done a great job
Yeah.
with graphics and the storyline.
Yeah. Highly recommend that game. And if you want a game that's going to give you some challenge, well, I've got some games I can recommend you.
I'm listening.
If you are on the PlayStation or Xbox, either platform, or even PC, I recommend these 3 games. Sekiro, Shadow Dies Twice.
Oh, yes.
This game's not on PC and it's not on Xbox, but I recommend Bloodborne.
Oh, I remember that one.
And my number 1 favorite game throughout the entire generation.
Wait, let me guess. Dark Souls.
Yes. Dark Souls 3. Highly recommend Dark Souls 3 on all platforms. PlayStation, Xbox, PC. Highly recommend Dark Souls 3. Get all the DLC. I've gotten over 300 hours in that game too.
I'm impressed. I can't get near it. I'm too much of a coward.
And I should do before the console generation is over, I should go for the platinum. I just need to do one more playthrough, and I should tie up all the loose ends because I've done 2 playthroughs of Dark Souls 3, and now it's just. I mean, I love the game, man. I mean, the game's awesome.
Oh yeah. Let's see. For Nintendo wise, I'd obviously say Mario Odyssey if you want to start small. Mario Kart if you want to expand your groups, or break them. One of those two. Then there's Animal Crossing New Horizons. I actually got into it. I played maybe 4 days of it straight with my friends from Tampa. They yelled at me to get it, so that's why. It's more of a grind and take your time because everything's on real time unless you do the time skip like a cheatsy doodle, but we don't talk about that here. Then there's wow, I feel like I'm missing something. Oh yeah, Pokemon Sword and Shield. It's definitely a whole different style than the original Pokemon.
That is the one game I would love to get if I were to own a Switch.
Yeah, I do like the simplicity of Pokemon Sword and Shield, but some may say it's too easy, and that's agreeable. I just grind to catch Pokemon. I don't even care about the shinies. I don't want to sweat over it. I can't take it seriously because I've seen TikToks and videos of people trying to get like an Eevee that's shiny or a Charmander or anything, and it would take them 5 days. And like hundreds of eggs. The whole Ditto combination is the best thing I've used. And they do skip some gens as well, like how Snorlax has a Munchlax pre-evolution. They just have a newborn Snorlax, and it questions your sanity. If you're like a hardcore gamer like I am when it comes to Pokemon. What else? Music-wise, if you still have an Xbox 360, and I'm surprised the servers haven't shut down, there's a weird game I just remembered called Chime. It's a music game that makes no freaking sense, and it just clicked on. It's like Tetris, but not Tetris. In a way. I still have it in my 360, but I left it in my dad's place, and I would play that for hours, making random songs that don't even exist.
Oh, speaking of, if you're thinking about investing in a PlayStation VR, I would recommend it because I currently still have one myself. And the games I would recommend on the PlayStation VR is Operation. I think it's Operation Operation Firewall. But you have to get the PlayStation Aim, the little gun with it, and it's going to give you a complete immersive experience. I'd also recommend Tetris Effect. Yes, Tetris.
I'm sorry, they have a Tetris Effect?
Yes. I have to show you that game.
I'm interested in this.
Yeah, I got to show you.
I'm a Tetris fan. I would do it competitively if I had a chance.
Yeah, I have to show you that game. Another game I'd recommend, Farpoint. I'd recommend that. And Resident Evil 7.
Ooh. I haven't played that yet, but I've heard good results.
Yes, same here. Oh, and of course, there's also Resident Evil 3 coming out next month.
Yeah, I'm definitely got to pre-order that.
Yeah.
Have you seen a multiplayer for it?
No, I have not seen it yet.
It looks wild.
Really?
It's basically through stages. You have 4 different characters that are non-canon, but they say they're teenagers, I believe. They all have certain abilities that you build up over time, and then you have one player known as the Mastermind, who's like a curse in the camera that's just watching over them and will bring out zombies of their abilities. Each Mastermind is different with their own abilities. Like one can summon her like zombified husband, who's more of a tank, looks like a nemesis sort of style.
Mm-hmm.
And they're supposed to take down, but over time they will get tired and build ammo, and each character has their own variations and abilities. I looked at the gameplay. It's on YouTube, but I forgot the channel.
Well. Well, guys, well, that's just about it. I mean, we said a lot of games that you guys can pick up during this time of quarantine, so that way you have something to keep yourselves occupied with or whatnot. And if your buddies are online, game with them too.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, don't leave them hanging or alone. Even if it's a game that you're currently not playing, you just see them online, be like, hey, you got a spot for me? Let me come on through. Let me join in.
Yeah, what I've also found is if you have friends on Instagram, just message them. Don't be afraid. Like, that's how I made contact with TSS Cosplay and Lazy Pool and Brady Moose Valdez. That's my Utah group specifically. We all play the same thing. And then there's also pages on Reddit. Yeah, I know, subreddits. I have found one for Xbox, for gaming in general. Still find I love it. That's another story.
Alrighty, and with that being said, we're going to go ahead and close this one out for episode 1 of the South Florida Gamers podcast. I mean, you have any closing thoughts?
Hopefully everyone's safe, blessed. Make sure they hydrate. And make sure they have fun whatever games they play. If you want to play on Xbox or follow me on Instagram with my adventures, it's going to be at Walooiji. WALOOIJI.
All right, and you guys know who I am. I'm the Silverback Senpai, and if you're not following me on all my social medias, you should be ashamed of yourself. But
yes, you should.
You should be ashamed of yourself. But you guys can also, follow me on my Facebook and my Instagram. Twitter, I'm not that heavily active on, but I would say Facebook and Instagram are the two platforms I'm extremely heavily active on. So be sure to follow me there as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, with that being said, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Thank y'all for coming through and tuning in, whether you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube. There will be an audio version of this later on throughout either this month or wherever, how much time left we have in this month, since we're close to the end of March. I mean, time goes by fast.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Just like, a couple of weeks ago, we were at Super FanCon.
Oh my god, that was so much fun.
Yeah, and now here we are in quarantine.
Shoot, my birthday's coming up in 31 days.
But yeah, y'all everyone be safe out there. Stay safe, stay clean, of course. That's important. I mean, that should be important since the time you were walking on this earth. Like,
yeah,
stay
pretty
clean.
much.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta think like Patrick Star and just say, don't touch me, I'm sterile. And just keep going.
All right, and with that being said, until next time, and as always, this is episode 1 of the South Florida Gamers podcast. You guys stay classy out there.